Hi there, Insomnia Group members. Just recently, I set up a poll in this group and a lot of you replied. And the question that I asked was, what do you do when you can't fall asleep? So I'm going to cover the top 2 responses because they make up for 50% of you. And the other 50% had great strategies like simply getting up again, reading or listening to a book, using my mobile tablet, eating, and so on. But let's dive into the top 2 replies, and I'm going to walk you through a couple of things and share a couple of ideas that will hopefully help you to improve your sleep quality. And before I do that, by the way, please consider to hit the like button or hit a heart, not because of my ego, but rather to give Facebook a clear indication that this is valuable content, and that will make Facebook show this video to more members of the Insomnia Group because it is a video especially for this private group here. If you watch this video till the end, there's going to be a little assessment that you can participate in, and by doing so, you can apply for a 15-minute call with me where we're going to figure out the one thing that you should be doing right now to improve your sleep quality. So, number 2, with 18% of the votes, taking sleep medication. And though I'm not a big friend of sleep medications, I do know that especially in this group, there are severe cases of insomnia where people even move on for days without sleep. And if you're one of those, sleep medications can be a real savior. I just wanted to share that there is something called cbt-i. This is cognitive behavior training for insomnia, essentially working on our behaviors, underlying beliefs, and strategies and tools to help us sleep better. And recent studies show that this is for acute insomnia as helpful as sleep medication, and in the long term even more effective. And that said, it's also without side effects, will deliver a deeper, higher quality sleep. And that's something that if you have not tried cbt-i yet and you're suffering from insomnia, that's something I would highly recommend to approach. By the way, my name is Michael Hildebrand. I'm a sleep coach. I'm a CBT practitioner and deep into NLP. I'm an NLP certified NLP practitioner, master practitioner. And these are all fancy little letters to say that I'm deep into tools that help you and me change our behavior with ease. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking about improving things, moving away from insomnia to good, deep, healthy sleep. We need to change our behavior, right? I think it was Einstein who said, you must be insane if you believe that things will change if you do the same things over and over again. So we need to change things if we want to improve things. Let's move on to number 1. And that's something that 29% of you answered. That is tossing and turning. And before I'm going to walk you through my tips or a couple of tips that will hopefully help you to improve your sleep quality, I want to share 2 things. One thing is, if some of these ideas annoy you because they seem to be too simple, I want to ask you to do 2 things. Number 1, please appreciate, acknowledge that I'm sharing this with you with best intents and that I've got a fair amount of experience helping people to fall asleep better. Number 2, if you feel annoyed because you think it's too simple but you didn't try this yet over a period of, let's say, 2 weeks, then maybe this is just something that relates to you and that you should consider to try because it might help you. So maybe take the risk of writing this down and doing it on your own. And if you have any issues implementing these ideas, just reach out to me and I'm sure I can give you a clear indication what you should do to set up these things. So tossing and turning, we all know that. We all know how that feels. And here are a couple of things that you could do to avoid or minimize the tossing and turning and maximize your sleep. Number 1, stick to a fixed sleep schedule. So if you have different times where you go to bed, daytimes, at weekdays and weekends, then fix your sleep schedule. Start so by picking a time that you should go to bed and should wake up every single day, 7 days in a week, and then we're going to move towards that frame. Don't try to pressure yourself into that frame right away, but rather see this as a goal that you want to meet at some point in future. And that some point could be in 2 or 4 weeks from now. Number 2, And this sounds super simple, yet it's very important. Go to bed when you're tired. So first off, now you set that sleep frame, and let's say 10 p.m. was your planned bedtime and you're not tired yet. What shall you do? Simple, wait until you get tired and then go to bed. And as soon as you get into that rhythm of listening to your body and going to bed when you're tired, and that works, then we're going to expand into your time frame that you set for your fixed sleep schedule. Number 3, if you're watching TV before you go to bed, playing around with your mobile, you might not notice that you get tired, or you might not even get tired because you're getting all of that excitement. We want to see that series. We want to have that communication. We're excited. So try to avoid using any things that distract you, like TV, your mobiles, and so on, an hour before you go to bed, or you plan to go to bed, and then just listen to your body. It's going to make it so much easier to figure out when you're actually really tired. When you are, get ready for bed and go to bed. Go to bed with the intention to rest, not to sleep. So this is actually what all good sleepers do, and you want to do exactly the same thing. Go to bed with intention to rest. You had a long, hard day. You deserve to rest, and that's 100% under your control. So go to bed, feel your cozy bed, be thankful that you've got that bed, and just take your time to rest. And if you do that, then sleep will take care of itself. If you go to bed with intention to sleep and say, I want to sleep right now, what's going to happen? It's not in your control. You kind of notice that. You might not fall asleep right away. And then you start that self-talk, right? Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to fall asleep. I need to fall asleep tomorrow. I'm going to be exhausted, and so on. Building up stress, cortisol levels rise, making it even harder for you to fall asleep. So give away that thought of wanting to go to bed to sleep, and rather go to bed with intention to rest, and that's going to make it so much easier for you to actually fall asleep. Next thing, tossing and turning. This is all like initially not being able to fall asleep, but now what if you're lying in bed, you wake up and then you can't fall asleep? So first off, let's pick up on the exact same topic of not going to bed with intention to sleep, right? Now, we need to all acknowledge that we all wake up every single night, and it's important. Actually, we need to move around to get our body into the right position, because it could harm our body actually if we sleep on the same body parts over the entire night. So it's completely normal to wake up, but typically most of us fall asleep quite quickly, and if we do so in a time period smaller than 2 minutes, we tend to forget that. Now, if we have insomnia, we have sleep problems anyway, we wake up, it's just like, oh my God, I'm awake, number one, I'm not going to be able to fall asleep again, I have to follow self-talk, building stress, making it harder to fall asleep. So tap into the last tip, acknowledge and appreciate and be grateful and thankful that you're still lying in your warm, cozy bed, that it's completely normal to wake up, and just focus on your breath and thankful thoughts. And appreciate that you're still able to rest. Your alarm did not go off, right? So you are still allowed to rest. And if you do that, odds are sleep is going to take care of itself. So now another thing you do not want to do is to look at your watch, the alarm clock, and see how late it is. Because first off, that's going to activate your brain. It's going to come up with thoughts that are not helpful. Things like, oh my God, 3 a.m. again. That's exactly the time I woke up 2 days ago when I was not able to fall asleep again, and things ramp up again. So don't look at your alarm clock. Don't look at your watch. If your alarm clock is right in front of you, just turn it around. That's the easiest way to handle that. Turn it around so that you're not going to be able to see the time. And if it's time to get up, your alarm will go off, and that's enough information you need. So last thing, what if we toss and turn and we just know we're not able to fall asleep because we're wide awake? That can happen, right? So simple strategy, if you still enjoy lying in bed, that's okay, stay in bed. If you notice that you're not really enjoying this process, get up. Get up, do something else. best do something relaxing. There are a lot of things, strategies and tools that you can do to help you to fall asleep better after that again, if there's still time to do so. But then just get up and all is fine. And the next night will be better for sure if you do so and follow these very simple steps. And those are my little tips for you when it comes to, first off, taking sleep medication, and second off, tossing and turning in bed when you can't fall asleep. So if you find this video to be helpful and want it to be shared through Facebook with others in this group, then don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so far. And if you have a question, feel free to drop it into the comments below and I'm going to answer every single question. Other than that, as promised in the beginning, as you watched the entire video, I want to share something with you. First off, that's a sleep assessment that's going to walk you through a couple of aspects of your sleep, just making you a little bit aware of what's going on. And the second thing is, after filling in that survey, you are able to book a free 15-minute consultation call with me. And the only purpose of this call is to get you going to focus on the one thing that you should be doing right now when it comes to your sleep quality, to improving your sleep quality. And in that call, it doesn't matter if you are tossing and turning in bed, taking sleep medications, eating, doing whatever else you shared with me here. We're going to figure out the one thing that you should be focusing on right now, 15 minutes, and it's free. This is my way to say thank you into the group. Spots are limited, but at least 10 people are going to get a spot like this. So fast decision makers do have an advantage here. So don't overthink, book your call after running through the survey. And with that said, wishing you a wonderful day and a superb sleep.